I want to thank Chairwoman Maxine Waters for the opportunity to testify, and I would like to thank Ranking Member Patrick McHenry for taking the time to Google who I am. 44 million Americans owe more than $1.6 trillion of student loan debt. In fact, the day we shot our episode, we polled our studio audience. It was only about 200 people. In that room alone, had over $6 million of student loan debt. Now, granted, our audience is mainly unemployed poli-sci majors, but that's still a lot of money. And we even tell kids today, look, if you don't go to college, you might as well get a face tattoo. And then they point to Post Malone, and we're like, okay, that's one guy. That's why we put up our entire show for free on YouTube. It's also because you can't really find anything on Netflix. It's like the lost and found bin of entertainment. You're like, great, another show about people who love cake.
And
You're a fan of the show.
I don't want to do that to you because it's probably not helpful.
I'll get you that t-shirt.
Your general thoughts?
I mean, my general thoughts is this. Are you familiar with the rapper Lil Uzi Vert?
No.
I think it's a huge problem that the youth of America have to bombard their favorite rapper or pop musician and ask them to pay back their student loans. They're not even asking for selfies anymore. Are you a fan of Taylor Swift? Are you a Swiftie? Because even her fans have gone up to her and said, will you please pay back my student loans? That's how desperate student borrowers are.
Did you find any particular servicer to be more abusive than others, or maybe not abusive, but
Navient was really bad. Do you have Comcast? Navient is like the Comcast of loan servicing. You ever feel that frustration where you're like, they're the worst, but then you have no choices because the Department of Education put you in this arranged marriage that you can't get out of?
Yeah, I get the sense you would complain, though, if Navient kept them on the phone.
No, not you wouldn't even tolerate that from United Airlines.
Read all of these terms to them to make sure they knew exactly what they were getting into. I guess people would be very upset about that, too.
But they want their best option, not a CVS receipt.
Thank you.
I'm lucky. When I left college, I didn't have any student loan debt because I have immigrant parents and they made me live at home with them. So I don't have crippling student loan debt, I have crippling emotional debt. And Congress has yet to stand up and do anything about it and stand up to my parents and say what you did was wrong. But my name is Hasan Minhaj. I'm a Muslim, and I condemn radical Islamic terrorism. That has nothing to do with anything. I just want that on the record. It's good to get ahead of these things. I think it'd be great if we could just go tools, clear history on everyone's debt. And I also think we should have a digital clock in here. I think that's a bipartisan position we can all agree on.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what time it is right now. For a second, I thought it was 7:10 and I started freaking out. I'm not an expert when it comes to refinancing, although I am very good with Microsoft Excel and macros.
Mr. Minhaj, do you know what the cost of in-state tuition is currently at UC Davis?
So today it's $14,490.
Boom. Do you know what the out-of-state
Do I get
tuition
points for
is?
that?
No, hang on, bonus points, absolutely.
If you have a 20 on your ACT, you're probably not going to Harvard.
Or if your mom's Aunt Becky, you can just pay your way into USC.
Mr. Minhaj,
So what are we talking about here?
Hold on a second.
What are we talking about here?
Mr. Minhaj, does this seem like an administration that's putting private companies ahead of the interest of its borrowers?
I just think it's terrifying that the head of the predatory loan servicing company is now in charge of this thing that's supposed to protect you.
Moving on.
You and I, we're both former MTV stars. You get it.
Let me tell you what.
I was the star of MTV's Disaster Date Season 5. You know what it's like. We can't afford
Mr.
college
Minhaj,
is hard. That MTV check.
I'm going to reclaim my time.
Okay.
I know you think it's a joke.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, but you think it is.
Thank you so much for your time, and I will now go back to where I came from.